everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at DXS11, Shinkalion Dr. Yellow from Sinkansen, Henkei, Robo, Shinkalion, the animation. As far as I know, this is the last release of the line. It is possible we could get a couple releases later on, kind of the way they did with Drivehead, where after the show ended, they did some web episodes, and they kind of put out some extra releases as part of that. But as far as I know, nothing else has been shown, teased, announced, anything like that. So I think the line is winding down. But if this is the last release, it is a heck of a release to go out on. This guy is massive. Very similar in packaging to the 500 that we saw not too long ago. And very much like the 500, it also combines with the E5. So you have a massive robot and then you have an excellent combination. So really excited for this one. It looks really, really fun. Here is the front of the box. You can see the pilot down here. Giant, massive robot mode here. You can see the train down here, but it's a really, really neat robot, and I'm very excited. Here is Dr. Yellow down here for the Shinkansen Ultra Evolution Institute. Looking at the top, shows the toy. Looking at the bottom, shows the anime. And then on this side, it just kind of shows you the train, the robot, and then combined with the E5, which of course we'll take a look at all of that. And it does show all of the other releases, as you can see right here. Although actually, strangely, the 500 is not shown. I think that's because all of these can be compatible. I'm going to show you the combination with the E5 because more than likely that's what we're going to see on the show, and that's what it advertises on the box. But any of these trains are usable. So you have the E6, E7, E3, the 700, which is the pilot from the 700, now drives Dr. Yellow, so probably definitely won't see that combination, I wouldn't think. You have the H5, you have the 800, and then of course you have the Black Shinkalion. So any of those should be compatible with this. The 500 would be the only one that's not because of how that transforms. But train mode, individual robot mode, and then combined mode also comes with a Shinka card, so we'll take a look at that in the Shinka gear a little bit later on. So there's a lot to do with this one, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it is a really cool release. So let's get them out of the box, and let's take a closer look. Alright, so you can see 5 cars, longer than any train previously, which is pretty cool. This is the front and back car. These two will become the legs in robot mode, and this one will become the torso. The cool thing about these is they're actually numbered, so you can see on the bottom here, this has a number 1, and this has a number 2. Number 3 is hidden on here somewhere. There it is. Number 3. Number 4. And right there you can see number 5. So that tells you which order to combine them in. So you have these plastic pieces like we always do, and they just snap together. So I will attempt to do this. I'm usually, not that I would say putting them together is fairly easy, it's always trying to take them apart that I have difficulty with. And this is quite a long train. It's going to be hard to keep it in frame altogether. So there you go. And of course it is completely plow rail compatible, so if you have plow rail track, this guy will fit on it. And then he will zoom around. It's like a giant snake, this one's so long, I love it. I just don't have room to showcase it all properly. But check it out, you can make like a sweet pentagram. That's awesome. So it's a really cool train. I like it quite a bit. Love the color scheme. The yellow is bright and fun. And then the secondary blue coloring I think works really well. So that's really awesome. But yeah, I love this train. Definitely fantastic. Now he does have some extra pieces, which unfortunately there's nowhere to store in the train mode. He has this crown, which is going to come into play in the robot modes. And then he's got these 2 weapon/wing pieces, which again, there's just nowhere to store them, unfortunately. These don't have open cavities like most of the others do to store the weapons in the crown piece. So you just kind of have to hold on to them and make sure you don't lose them. They're pretty big, though. I don't think you'd lose them. Just put them somewhere safe. Let's go ahead. Let's start getting into the individual robot mode for Dr. Yellow. Alright, so I'm going to start with the 2 leg pieces. And you can tell these guys apart very easily because they have the gray on the top. But if you're looking for numbers, it's number 2 and number 4. I had it right the first time. There you go. 2 and 4. So what you're going to do with this, you're going to come down here and put your thumb here on the end and flip out this foot. That's going to clip into place. You're going to pull this. You can see that there's a little button here, and that's pushed in. What you're going to do is as you pull this bottom section out, you can see that that pops out, so that when you want to put it back in, when you transform back, you have to push that in and then push it back in. Just to keep in mind later on when you're going back to train mode. Then you can take this piece and pull it out for a heel, and then this piece will pop up just to kind of keep that out of the way. So you can see he's got a little bit of an ankle tilt, which is pretty cool. Next, you're going to come over to the side here and put your finger in here, and this whole piece will pop out. And then this piece here will rotate 180 degrees. And then you can also flip out this knee pad, and that will clip up like that. So there you go. You have the one side of the leg. You're going to take this side and do the exact same thing. Pop that out, pull that down, pop out the heel. Now this one goes side to side, so unfortunately that just kind of has to hang out there. Not really anything you can do about that. Why is this not coming out? There we go. Go ahead, pop out this piece, pop out the side, flip this, and then you're going to combine these two together. And then you can go ahead and use your ankle tilt to get them to stand. So there is basically the entire lower half of Dr. Yellow. Next you're going to come to, I guess we'll do these pieces next. These break apart here. This piece will of course be the head piece. You can see it kind of hiding in there. So you can go ahead and flip out this piece and flip out this piece. And then just put that to the side. This one has really nothing to do in the robot mode. You're just going to pull this all the way out and then put this off to the side. These you're going to pull apart. You can see that this piece kind of slid on top of there. You're going to pull out this fist, rotate the fist like that. This is going to rotate up, and as it does, we'll kind of flip out a little bit. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This comes out. This should rotate like this. There we go. I always get them confused as to which one goes where, but you can see it has an elbow tilt, ratchet elbow joint. So that's going to be one of the arms. Put that to the side. Pull this out. Same deal. Rotate this out. And then pop out the fist. And then rotate the fist. There's that. This last car is going to become the torso section. So you're going to pull this out. Then you're going to fold these up, and you can see that there's a clip here and this little clip here. So you fold this up. They clip in. Then you're going to rotate this piece all the way around. Rotate this piece all the way around. Then you're going to take the piece that has the head in it. You can see the connection there, and there's a connection inside there. So this is going to drop in and clip in like that. Right here is going to clip into right here. There's that. And then before I clip everything else in, I'm going to move the camera up real quick. Alright, so the last thing you're going to do is take the arms, and you can see how there's a series of clips, kind of an in clip and out clip here. And you're going to come around here. You can see that there is an out clip, so you're going to clip that into there. And then you're going to rotate this down. And there are your arms. You come around to the back. This will fold down. This will actually, again, you can see out clip, in clip. Out clip, in clip, so you're going to just clip this, and it just kind of hangs off the back. So in this mode, he just kind of has that as like a backpack. And then you'll come around to here, and there's a button on the top, right here. Press that. The head will pop out. Then you'll take the crown piece. Now the way the crown piece works, and I think it's a little weird, but you have these two really, really soft plastic pieces that kind of, they can come over here like a mask, or you can leave them open if you want. but it has the slide pieces right here. Same way you would put on one of the crowns when you combined like the E5 and the E6 or something like that. So you're going to slide this onto the sides of the head. And it's a little bit easier said than done. Sometimes I have trouble making sure that everything's in the right channel there. And the other thing is, because this whole crown is really soft plastic, it doesn't stay on that well, which is really kind of a bummer. It's too big and too soft, and it doesn't clip in place really in any way. So what I find, if I put this on and then I kind of open these up and kind of wedge them against the sides, it kind of creates like a natural wedge to keep it on. But it's still not perfect. And unfortunately, because the head is so like recessed in there, it's hard to get some light in there, but it is a pretty cool little head sculpt. And I do like the crown. It doesn't really work all that well because it's made of such soft plastic. But overall, Dr. Yellow looks awesome. Like, I love his design. I love the ankle tilt they gave him. I think the hands look great. Now you have these two giant wing pieces. I'm going to show you how these are supposed to go. If you leave it just like this, you can see there's like gun barrels in there. So you can plug this peg right into his fist. And he's got that elbow tilt, or you can just raise the whole arm up. But it makes him incredibly front heavy. I mean, he's ready to basically fall over. So you can't really give him two weapons. But anyway, so that's the gun configuration. The other thing you can do is straighten this all the way up. Turn this around. Flip this out. Flip these out. Hold on, I'm doing this wrong. This goes up like this. This one goes up like this. And these peg in. And then this one comes down. There we go. So that makes it a large, like, melee weapon. And then you just plug that into his fist. And that actually looks pretty cool. I like the look of that. But again, it's so big and it's so heavy. It's really kind of hard for him to hold it and not fall over. You certainly couldn't put one in each hand because he would just completely come forward. It's just way too much weight. But I do like it. I think it looks neat. It's just a ton of weight, unfortunately. But overall, the robot mode looks awesome. I really do like it quite a bit. I just wish that the weight was a little bit better distributed. But overall, it's a really, really cool robot mode. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Taking a look at the back. Again, he does have that piece hang off the back. Not terrible. Shoulder rotation. You have that. See, the crown just falls off. It's such soft plastic. I'm just going to leave it off. I mean, honestly, the head sculpt is kind of fine on its own. Whatever, I'm going to leave it off. So you have the elbow joint. You do have a swivel in the hands, which is mostly for the transformation. Nothing in the waist area or anything like that. And then you really just have the ankle tilt that I showed you so that he can stand. So most of his articulation is in the arms, shoulders area. You do have an out to the side as well. And of course the head can move around. But he's just a large, imposing, awesome looking robot. I just wish this wasn't such soft plastic. I wish this clicked into place a lot better. That's kind of my biggest complaint. I mean, literally every part of this is just kind of that really soft plastic. And it's just kind of a bummer. It works when it's in the smaller versions for the crowns on the individuals' heads. But when it's this big, it's too weighty to be soft plastic in my opinion. So this part doesn't work that well. Everything else is fantastic, but let's go ahead and let's get to the combination with the E5. So the first thing we're going to do is basically take this guy completely apart. I'm going to go ahead and take the arms off. And I'm rotating the back up so that these pieces are vertical. It's just easier to have it that way. Going to come to the back, take this piece off. Take this piece off. Split the legs apart. The legs we're going to want to just put to the side for now. Come to this piece and take this part out of the center, which is a little bit easier said than done. Take this piece, put it off to the side. So you're going to take the head, push it back down, click that into place. Now, I'm going to move the camera here so you guys can see a little bit better. You can see that there's a tab here on the back of this wheel section. And there's a tiny little indent right there where my finger is. So you're going to bring this in, and you can see that there's also a little space right here for the wheels. So you're going to click this back a little bit, and then you're going to want to bring this in so that that tab fits into that little recess right there. Just like that. And you can see, like I said, there's a little spot for the wheels to kind of fit flush into there. So you're going to leave this piece like that. Come to the other one. Do the exact same thing. This one has the torso section, even though it is in no way used for a torso section. It's literally just for this combination. Oops. Let's start that again. There we go. Okay, so now both of these are ready. Put those down. Come to your previous arms, and you're going to rotate just this top section back, and you'll see that dark gray section rotates back in. And then you can see that there's clips here. I want to make sure this is, there we go. So you can see there's clip here, here, and here. Now how that works is that is for this, this, and this. This one will be on the outside. So this will actually come down like that. But you're going to clip these in there just like that. So this piece will hang over the outside. But this is your new full arm now. So you're going to come here, rotate this back in, and then clip this over here. And there is your new arm. So we're going to put those two new arms off to the side. And this piece stays pretty much exactly like this. And the legs will stay, well actually I guess, yeah, the legs will stay like this for the time being. Let's go ahead and get the E5 ready. Alright, so we have the E5. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the weapons. You can pretty much do whatever you want with them. I'm going to go ahead and put them in this configuration. And then this combined mode can wield this weapon when we're done if it wants. Just go ahead and put this off to the side. Going to take the E5 and separate it into its two cars. This is the most interesting part of the transformation. This guy, for this half, you really just kind of put it back the way it was. I guess I'll have to take this and pop this out. Unhook the arms. Bring this piece out of the way. Fold the arms back up. Basically, you're transforming it back into a train, but you're leaving the head out. And you're also leaving out the waist connector piece. So you're leaving this like this with the head out. Just like that. Put that off to the side. For this piece, you're going to put the feet back. Click that into place. Bring this down. Again, like you're transforming it into train mode. Click this back. Click this down. And then fold this back out. Now, you're going to take the double jointed knees and bring them all the way around like that. So let me move this piece a little bit just so you can see. Now you're not going to push it like any farther than that, and this piece should be a decent distance away, but you can see how it kind of fits somewhat flush like that. And then you're just going to kind of bring this piece about as leveled off as you can. So do the same thing over here. And then bring this up and level that out so you're like this. So these are the two pieces of the E5 now ready to go. So you're going to take the two legs from Dr. Yellow. And so while this used to be the left leg, it's now going to be the right leg. You can see this connector port right here. That is where the used to be kneecap of the E5 is going to peg into. So you can see there's a little tab right here. That's going to peg into this little spot right here. So this, get this out of the way here. Connect this. And then that will peg in there like that. Do the same thing for the other leg. And that will peg in there like that. So there you go. That is the kind of new waist slash backpack section. You're going to bring in this piece and the E5. This will now peg in where the old piece was, right in here. There we go. And then of course this will peg in up here. And you have to be careful because the E5 has to kind of drop in between these two pieces. You don't want to break anything, so kind of pop them out to the side. Pop this on. That will connect. And then you can kind of bring these back in. Let me move the camera up a little bit. They don't peg in or anything. They just kind of sit there. And then these pieces will just kind of hang off the back. So what you want to do is you want to actually bring these side pieces out. And then there's a piece inside here that will fold down right in there, this piece. And then that will connect into a peg hole that's on the side right there. So bring that in, and that will pop in. So you're going to fold this back. This piece will fold down, and then this will go back in and snap on there. So that just gives a little bit extra stability. So that's all pretty shored up now. You can bring our giant arms back in, and they will clip the same way the old ones did and then fold down. Just like that. You can take the crown piece, and you're supposed to open this part up now, like that. And then this will swivel, or slide on, rather, the same way the old one did. I feel like this, for whatever reason, works a little better than when you're connecting it to Dr. Yellow's head. I don't really know why, but it does seem to stick a little bit better on there. So for the most part, this is the combined mode. Oh, I forgot. You can take these little panels, and this clips up, and then I think this, it's hard to get your, there you go, this pushes down. Just a little bit of added effect there, and I think you're supposed to pop these a little forward as well. So just a little added effect there. Now we can come around to the back, and you take these big wing pieces, and you pop these out. Pop out all the extensions. You're going to pop this section out like this, and then just kind of go like that. And then this right here is going to peg into a hole that's on the back part of the E5. Now I guess technically there are two. Does it make sense to do it on the closer one? I guess it doesn't matter, but I feel like if you do it on the farther back one, you won't limit the arm articulation as much. So I'm going to do it on that one. So pop this piece out, move this, move this, move that, and then peg this in here so that now when you spin it around, he's got the really cool angel wings going on. And I'll move the camera to try to get a better look at this. So as you can see, the top of the angel wings are obviously more visible than the rest. You can move the arms out a little bit if you'd like, and then you can kind of see it a little bit better. But it's a pretty impressive form. Now the head at this point is so recessed in there that it's very difficult to see. Even if I were to shine a light on that, it's pretty hard to see. But it is a pretty awesome form in its entirety, combined with the E5. And like I said, you can combine any of the trains with the exception of the 500 with this guy. It's just that the inside would look a little bit different. But for the most part, you see most of Dr. Yellow in the combination, but still very, very cool. Taking a look at the Shinka card that comes with Dr. Yellow. You can see how it shows the crown on the head. And see, I will say that the animation model deals with the weird visory piece a lot better. I mean, I guess technically they're on little ball joints. You could just pop them off. But it works so much better in the animation model. In the toy, when you try to like fold them back or fold them forward, it doesn't really work. But this is a pretty cool little card here. Let's go ahead and pop it into the pass so that we can pop it in. So there you go. Pretty awesome sound jingle there. Like that quite a bit. Go ahead and check out the final attack sound. So Laser Blaster. Now we want to go ahead and facilitate the combination of Dr. Yellow with the E5. Take the E5 card and slide it into the top slot. So they can't combine this way. But if you take these guys out and you switch them, I do love the G5. The jingle for the E5 is what I was trying to say. Go ahead and pop this one in on the top. And I wanted to get a close-up on the screen. You can see it shows the armor the very same way it does with the Black Shinkalion for the Dragon mode and the combination with the 500. Looks very, very cool. So you can do the combination, but E5 has to be in the main slot, and then Dr. Yellow will go in the top slot. So we'll do the final attack for the combination. So you get the ultimate Grand Cross and some pretty cool sound effects for that as well. I think this guy is a ton of fun. He's a massive robot, which is always a good time. You can tell he's huge. I can barely keep him in shot all at once. But, I mean, the color scheme's really fun. Both robot modes are really great. Transformation's really fun. The sound effects you get with the Shinka card. Like I said, the only thing I have to complain about the entire set is that the crown piece is such a soft plastic that it doesn't really stay in place all that well. Like I said, it seems to be a bigger problem with the normal base robot of Dr. Yellow as opposed to the combination with the E5. I don't know why, it just seems to stick on the E5's head a little better. I don't know if it's a different size or if it's just it wedges in there between the shoulder pads better. I'm not really sure. Also, the weird kind of extra pieces they give you for the mask, I just feel like that doesn't work. They don't really fold back well or out well or store in any kind of logical place. You could always just pop them off. They're little simple little ball joints and you could just put them off to the side somewhere. Just don't lose them. I also wish that the angel wings or the weapons, whatever you want to call them, and the crown had somewhere to store in the train mode. I understand why they don't. But I wish they had found some way for them to hook on top or something if you wanted, just so you had that option. But overall, I don't think that these little nitpicks are any reason to not pick this figure up. If you've been buying the Shinkalion line up till now, you're definitely going to want to get a hold of Dr. Yellow. He's one of the best ones in the line, in my opinion. And yeah, that's really it. Like I said, a couple minor things, but certainly not enough to stand in the way of you picking this guy up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.